Welcome back to another rebuild I have for you guys here today. Today I'm going to be attempting to rebuild the Carolina Panthers, led by Cam Newton. He's an 88 overall, he has star development. He's 29 years old, so obviously getting up there in age, but I think I will keep him just because, it's Cam Newton. He's not super old. I feel like he shouldn't go down too badly in overall. I feel like at the end he'll still be above an 85, maybe. If he starts regressing like crazy for some reason next year, if he's an 84 overall next year, I will trade him. But if he can stay around this overall for at least 2 years, I think he's okay to keep. Christian McCaffrey is a great running back to have, 90 overall, star development, still super young. One of the best, receiving running backs in the NFL. 96 agility, 91 speed, 79 catching. All around a very good running back. CJ Anderson, kind of like the power back on this team. 86 trucking, 89 speed. I might keep him as a backup, but he definitely will have some value, so I feel like it would be better in the long run just to trade him. Devin Funchess is a pretty good number 1 wide receiver. Torrey Smith had success in the past. He's a good deep threat, but I feel like I'll get rid of him. He's pretty old as well. He's 29 years old, so probably trade him. DJ Moore is a great highlight to this offense. 21 years old, a rookie, out of Maryland with star development. He's a tremendous-looking wide receiver. He should develop really, really well. This offensive line isn't particularly good. Trey Turner and Darrell Williams are good on the right side, but the rest is not good at all. Greg Olsen is a great tight end, but he's 33 years old. I think I'm going to trade him just from that fact. Why does he not have a face scan? That looks horrible. But yeah, I think I am going to trade him just because, he's 30, what did I say, 34, 33? He's 33 years old. He's a great tight end, one of the best tight ends in the NFL if he can stay on the field, but that doesn't happen too much. He always injures himself somehow. On the defensive side, though, it gets better, overall-wise, but there's a lot of age going around on this defense. Thomas Davis is a good linebacker, but he's 35. He is going to be off the team. Mike Adams, used to be a pretty good safety, but he's 37. He is going to be off the team if he has any value. Mario Addison, I think, is over 30. He's exactly 30, actually. He's going to go. He's not bad either, but, getting kind of old. Kawan Short is 29. I like Kawan Short a lot, though, so I think I'm going to keep him for at least a season or two. Dontari Poe is only an 83 overall. If he were a higher overall, I would keep him, but, he's an 83 and he's 28. He's not going anywhere. He doesn't have that bright of a future in this rebuild, so I think I'll trade him. Julius Peppers, used to be an insanely good pass rusher, still is pretty good, but he's going to get traded as well because he'll probably retire next season. Might as well try to get some value for him while we can. They did sign Eric Reed recently, which is a cool signing. I was kind of hoping the Eagles would do this, with Rodney McLeod going down, but it didn't happen. Why does Eric Reed have a face scan and Greg Olsen doesn't? That doesn't make too much sense, but I'm going to get into some trades here. So I didn't load into a fantasy draft, but it says start your fantasy draft. It doesn't even give me the option to do that. Don't know what this is all about. I also can't go into free agency, so hopefully I don't need to sign anyone. I don't know why this went through, but I'm giving the Patriots C.J. Anderson, Matt Khalil, and Captain Munnerlyn for Trey Flowers. I'm giving the Colts Torrey Smith and Thomas Davis for their 1st and 5th round draft picks. Jarius Wright, Ryan Khalil, and Clark for the Ravens 1st rounder. I'm getting another 1st round draft pick here. This time from the Lions, I'm giving them Julius Peppers and Ross Cockrell. This trade doesn't make too much sense, but I'm giving the Dolphins David Mayo, I think, and something Man, I don't know what his first name is, for Jawan James. I'm giving the Rams Dontari Poe, Kyle Love, and one of our 1st round draft picks for John Johnson. I think I might be able to get this 1st rounder back, though. I got the draft pick right back. I'm giving the Rams Denoris Searcy, Mike Adams, and a 3rd rounder. For that pick, I just traded them. This is a pretty simple trade here. I'm just giving the Bears Mario Addison for Cody Whitehair. I'm giving the Bears, 369 or less overall offensive linemen for Nick Kwiatkowski. I never know how to pronounce that. This is going to be the team heading into the 1st season. I think this team probably got worse overall, but we did grab some pretty nice pieces that I think, we can build around. Not too much changed on the offense, in terms of starters. We traded away Torrey Smith, who was a starting wide receiver. We changed around the offensive line a little bit, but we still kept the core guys in Cam Newton, Christian McCaffrey, Devin Funchess, DJ Moore, and Greg Olsen. I decided to keep Greg Olsen. I don't know, I might as well, just until he goes down to the point where I don't want to keep him. We also kept Trey Turner and Darrell Williams, but then the offensive line got better. Jawan James slid to left tackle, Cody Whitehair starting at center, and then Taylor Moton, or Moton, however it's pronounced, is playing left guard. I think that's fine. Especially, in real life it probably isn't fine, but in simulation, I don't think it matters too much. And then on the defense, I mean, we brought in Trey Flowers, we brought in John Johnson, Nick Kwiatkowski. I'm just going to refer to him as Kwiatkowski for the rest of this rebuild. I'm sorry if that's terribly mispronounced, because I think that's how I normally say it. And I'm pretty sure I've gotten told how to say it a couple times. I kind of just forgot, to be honest. The cornerback core is still not great, but hopefully we can draft one. The D-line isn't fantastic. Kawan Short and Trey Flowers are nice, but Vernon Butler will be starting. And Obada, he'll be starting too. He's a 26-year-old rookie. Don't really think he's going to go anywhere. Linebacker core isn't too bad, though. Of course, Luke Kuechly is here. I didn't mention him when I was going over the team. I don't know why I didn't mention him, but obviously one of the best linebackers in the NFL, if not the best linebacker. But yeah, so I think the team's okay. I definitely think they can make the playoffs, though. I mean, this is a tough division. I don't think we'll win the division. Usually the Falcons do. But I think we could probably sneak into a wild card spot going like 9-7 or 10-6. That's my guess. We are at the mid-season mark here, and we are 3-3-1. Okay, so we tied. We are in third in the division. The Falcons are 5-2. The Saints are 4-3, and we are coming off of a pretty convincing win over the Ravens, 30-7. A couple guys here on the offense have an experience point. DJ Moore has 3. That's what I like to see. He's playing in the slot, and he's the number 2 wide receiver when the slot wide receiver isn't out there. On the defense, we have 1 from a few players. Not too much going around there, but that's all right. Trey Flowers is our top free agent. Definitely want him back on the team. Juwan James, I want back. Devin Funchess, Darrell Williams, Eric Reed, Michael Pilardi. I'll bring back Michael Pilardi, and Wes Horton can go. So I want the top few guys back here. That's probably why Trey Flowers was so easy to trade for, because he's an impending free agent, but I don't care. He's insane. Well, it's insane how easy it is to trade for him, I guess. Same thing with Juwan James, but I guess it makes sense as well since he is also an impending free agent. But he's a good pass protector. He's a great offensive lineman. Normally plays pretty well in simulation. Devin Funchess I will bring back. He can be a solid number 2 wide receiver for the rest of the rebuild. Darrell Williams is a solid right tackle. I think, Juwan James slid over to the left. I think he can play well there. If he doesn't play really well at left, maybe I can try to switch Darrell Williams over there just to see who plays better. And then Eric Reed I will bring back, currently our starting strong safety. Nope, free safety. I moved him over. I forgot. He's starting there. Should be doing pretty well, hopefully. And then Michael Pilardi, he's a good punter, so why not bring him back to the team? He is coming back too. So we got everybody, who I wanted. We did not end up making the playoffs, but we did go 5-10-1. Okay, so we finished last in the division. The Falcons and the Saints both went 12-4, and the Buccaneers were 6-10. So the second half of the season was not very kind to us. 3-1 in the preseason. Lost the opening 2 games, then we tied. Then we beat the Giants, lost to the Redskins, won 3 games in a row, and then, we lost a whole ton. We lost the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Alright, well, that's not fun. If you take out those 6 games, I mean, we played pretty well. I mean, that's a, tall task to say, though. 4,237 yards for Cam Newton, 29 touchdowns, 7 picks. This is a pretty good season. I'll take it. Not many interceptions. He's playing pretty safe. Over 4,000 yards, almost 30 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey, not a bad year. Almost 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. Fozzie Whitaker at 5 touchdowns. Devin Funchess gets over 1,000 yards with 9 touchdowns. DJ Moore, 866 with 5. Curtis Samuel gets 6. Greg Olsen gets 2. How many sacks will let up? Not too many. I'm okay with keeping Juwan James at left tackle for sure. He seemed to have performed pretty well. Darrell Williams playing well at right tackle too. 119 tackles from Luke Kuechly, 105 from Nick Kwiatkowski. Tackles for loss, we have 10 from Luke Kuechly, who led the team. Okay, well, I guess he tied with Trey Flowers and Marquise Haynes, but still, 10 from a middle linebacker is very good. 13.5 sacks from Kawan Short at defensive tackle. That's a really good season. 10 from Trey Flowers isn't bad either. Interceptions, 2 from Kayvon Seymour, 1 from Shaq Thompson, 1 from Dante Jackson. We did not get, any interceptions. This was bad. We have a safety, probably from Kawan Short. It is from Kawan Short, look at that. Any defensive touchdowns, we did not get any. So we were 13th in the NFL in offense. Not a bad start. The defense was probably terrible, though. 24th. Yeah, we just didn't turn the ball over enough. I feel like if we turned the ball over a lot more, we probably could have won some of those games we lost. But let's see anybody from the Panthers in this. I do not see Cam Newton. I feel like he was probably the best shot at making it. Matt Ryan wins Offensive Player of the Year for the NFC. Cam Newton did not make this list either. I'm kind of surprised on that one. Defensive Player of the Year. Anybody from the Panthers? Nobody from the Panthers made this. Luke Kuechly isn't in there. Okay. Offensive Rookie of the Year. DJ Moore comes in 4th. I hope he got a lot of experience points. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Did I say Defensive Rookie of the Year for this one? I don't remember. I feel like I said offensive. But Dante Jackson's in there at number 3. We also have Marquise Haynes in there at number 8. So, the team did not play too well, award-wise, but maybe we have some experience. 5 from DJ Moore, perfectly fine. He can probably play number 1 wideout then. Maybe I can try to draft a slot guy or something, I'm not sure. 1 from everybody on the D-line, on the offensive line. 2 from Christian McCaffrey, 2 from Devin Funchess, 1 from Greg Olsen. On the defensive side, I only see more than 1 from John Johnson, Trey Flowers, and Dante Jackson. Quan Short did not get 1. Actually, Eric Reed has 2 as well. This team isn't playing too well right now. We need some help on the defensive side for sure. I accidentally simmed by the Pro Bowl week, and usually there's a little tab here that says View Pro Bowl Roster. That's how I've been doing it. I'm pretty sure there is a way to do it without that, but I'm an idiot and I can't figure it out. I feel like it's under Stats or something. I thought it was under Stats, then you go to Awards, and it's like down here or something. I could be very wrong, but I'm not going to show the Pro Bowl roster for this first season because I can't figure out how to. I'm just that dumb, I guess. I can sign some free agents now, $28.84 million, not too bad. I'm sure Trevor Williams will probably start the list. There he is, 87 overall. Dante Fowler is also here, and I really wanted to go after him, but then I noticed how many points the Dolphins are giving him, so not going to do that. It's so annoying how the Dolphins and the Redskins just take away some players in free agency. Look at this. The Dolphins are giving 124 points to Dante Fowler, 125 to William Hayes, 121 to Michael Kendricks, and 121 to Mike Hilton. What? How do they have that much cap room? But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get anyone, which kind of sucks, but I'll just try to draft all these players that I need, I guess. The Raiders just stole the cornerback I wanted, which is kind of annoying, but it's now my pick at number 4. I don't really know who to go with here. There's this guy, right? Nate Leroy. He looks tremendous. 4.31 speed, 6.6 4.3 cone, 3.96 20-yard shuttle. I think I might actually go with him. I'm going to reorganize my draft board, though, and I'll come right back. I'm going to be selecting that wide receiver. I think if I trade this one away, either the Titans or the team I trade, this away to will probably take him. He doesn't have great top 3 skills. He has good deep route running, and he has good release. Not great catching, though. I still think he's worth the draft pick. He's going to be a 79 overall with quick development. They finally fixed that glitch, though, where it says, you draft everyone at number 1. He was ranked 13th. We took him at number 4. But 96 speed, 97 acceleration, 93 agility. He's a 90 kick returner. So we did draft our kick returner, and I think he will start in the slot. I am trading my pick away, along with some other stuff, though. I'm giving the Eagles Taylor Moton, the 6th overall pick, and my first rounder next year for Fletcher Cox. He is definitely going to be the starting defensive tackle now. I was so close to getting a trade to go through where I would get Fletcher Cox and Derek Barnett. That would have been awesome, but I'm going to my next pick. And with this one, I think I'm going to be selecting a center, unless he got selected. I hope he didn't. He did not get selected. Stephon Blair doesn't fit this scheme, but he put up 43 reps. So that is amazing, and I think that warrants a draft pick here. 81 overall, quick development, ranked 3rd in the whole class. We took him at number 8, 95 strength, 84 run block, 85 lead block, 84 impact blocking. This guy's a good-looking center. I'm going to be trading this pick away. I don't really want anyone right now. So let's try to get some stuff for next year. There's a first rounder next year. I would kind of want more than just a first rounder next year, but I think I'm just going to take that. I don't really care too much more about this draft. This class wasn't that great, to be honest, so I'm just going to take this with the Raiders. I will be selecting a free safety here. I think this guy's just going to play backup, though. C+ man, C+ zone, C pursuit with a 7.0 combine grade, so doesn't look terrible. Let's select him. He's going to be a 75 overall, normal development. I would not consider that a reach. We drafted him 4 picks later, or before he was supposed to go. So, I think he's alright. 89 speed, 77 zone, and man, 89 acceleration. Not a bad, backup safety. I have 2 more players on my draft board, and I think they will both be pretty decent. Malcolm Ajero Tutu. I'm not really entirely sure how that's pronounced. Well, this guy is going to be the first player I select. Not the slowest, but he's also obviously not the fastest, middle of the pack, really, for a running back. His broad jump is good. His bench press is good, so I'm going to select him here. He's a 75 overall, but he has star development. He's just going to be the backup running back, but that was a great pick. The last player I will be selecting in this draft will be Eric Rucker, and I think I might slide him over to tight end. He's 6'5", 236 pounds, so he can kind of, play tight end decently. He's very smart, out of Penn. 22 years old. 4.53 speed isn't great for a wide receiver, but it's pretty good for a tight end. He's a good vertical jump. He's pretty strong with good top 3 skills. Let's go with him. 75 overall normal development. He was ranked 50th, so he's supposed to go in the 2nd round. We took him in like the 5th, I think. 91 speed, 88 acceleration, 83 catching, 93 jumping, 85 agility. Pretty good looking wide receiver. He'd be fun to use, you know, if I was actually playing these games. But I think I might slide him to tight end where maybe, like hopefully he'll go up to an 80. I'm just going to send him to the end of the draft here. I've seen Bengal do this a couple times in his rebuilds. He will just, you know, sort by the highest overall in the draft. I think it's a cool idea, so let's see who the highest overall player in this draft was, and it was the cornerback I wanted to take. We did get, like, the 2nd highest overall. I guess he's tied with all three of these guys up here. But I really wanted to take C.J. Turner. I didn't expect the Raiders to take a corner. It wasn't one of their needs. I don't know, I didn't think about it, I guess. I am giving the Broncos Greg Olsen a 3rd round draft pick and a 1st round draft pick for Von Miller. And I think I'm going to slide him down to defensive end. This trade is going to be Vernon Butler, Carter, and Curtis Samuel for William Jackson. Here's a look at the team heading into the 2nd season. This team is a lot better than it was last season. We are an 87 overall. I changed the scheme around too. It's now a vertical power run scheme. This makes it so that, you know, the center fits the scheme, so he should get more experience, you know, than he would if he didn't fit this scheme. All the wide receivers fit. DJ Moore is playing the number 1 wide receiver. Devin Funchess is the number 2. I know that Funchess is a higher overall, but DJ Moore, I want him playing more often because he would go up really well. Rucker is an 80 overall tight end, which is nice. He's, you know, of course, he was like the 75 overall wide receiver we drafted. The team's looking pretty good on the offensive side, and then the defensive side is even better. Von Miller and Fletcher Cox are on the D-line now. Kawan Short, Trey Flowers finished that off. I mean, this defensive line is insanely good. William Jackson makes our cornerback core actually decent. James Bradbury and Dante Jackson are the other 2. And then Eric Reed, John Johnson make for, you know, some pretty decent safeties, and the linebacker core is unchanged, but it's still not bad. I think this team can definitely do a lot better than we did last season. At the mid-season mark here, we are 4-3, but the 49ers are 0-7 somehow. That's interesting. The Falcons are 6-1, the Saints are 5-2, and then there's us, and the Buccaneers are 4-4. We have 2 different players on the offense with 2 experience points. DJ Moore and Devin Funchess both have 2. Leroy has 1, Christian McCaffrey 1, Blair has 1 as well. And then on the defensive side, 1 from a couple guys, 2 from John Johnson, 1 from Dante Jackson. Nothing tremendous on this side of the ball. But we have to bring back William Jackson. That was probably why he was kind of easy to trade for as well. But Nick Watkowski, Cody Whitehair, Shaq Thompson, James Bradbury, and then I can go after Kevon Seymour. I don't know if I'm going to because he's not starting, but William Jackson I do want back. We have $44 million to try to reel him back in. It should be pretty easy. He's coming back to the team. Nick Watkowski, currently a starting outside linebacker. Not a bad, move to trade for him and move him outside because he goes up to like an 81, 82 overall. He's not, terrible out there. Cody Whitehair, I do want back. Pretty good offensive lineman. He's been playing well for us. His head looks super small on that, his character. Shaq Thompson, let's bring him back as well. He didn't play too much for us last season, so, maybe that wasn't too worth it, but whatever. And then James Bradbury. He's currently starting, but, he wasn't playing well last season. I kind of don't want him. I'm not going to bring him back. I won't bring back Kevon Seymour, when I can. Or Alex Arma, maybe. He's a fullback. I could always just sign one in free agency. We did not end up making the playoffs once again. We went 9-7 this year, though, so that's a pretty big upgrade. 12-4 from the Saints, 9-7 from the Falcons, 7-9 from the Buccaneers. So we just barely missed out on the playoffs, I can imagine. I'm sure we weren't too far out of a wild card spot. 4-0 in the preseason. Won the opening 2 games, lost to the Giants, beat the Buccaneers and the Titans, lost 3 in a row, beat the Seahawks, lost 2, and then won 4 in a row, lost against the Falcons here. Man, if we could have just clutched up one more win, we probably would have been in the playoffs. But let's check out the stats as Le'Veon Bell wins MVP. I can see that there. Cam Newton playing pretty well. 4,459 yards, 30 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. That's a really good season. Christian McCaffrey over 1,000 yards, nearly 1,100 with 6 touchdowns. Malcolm, I'm not pronouncing that last name again, he gets 7. Receiving 987 yards from the tight end with 5 touchdowns. All right, Devin Funchess, 909 yards, 9 touchdowns. Leroy gets 1,100 with 8. DJ Moore only gets 819 with 3 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey gets 4. A weird distribution of yards here, really. The tight end played very well, though. So we don't have much offensive lineman depth. That looks really weird like this. I might have to sign some guys. I don't think that matters too much in simulation, but Juwan James, 12 sacks. That's not great. Darrell Williams, 10. Still not playing badly, though. On the defense, 111 tackles from Luke Kuechly, 104 from Nick Watkowski. 15 tackles for loss for Shaq Thompson, 13 from Trey Flowers, and 11 from 4 guys, 10 from Quan Short down there. Sack numbers, 7.5 from Shaq Thompson. Where is the pass rush? Von Miller got 6 sacks. Okay. Interceptions, 2 from John Johnson, 2 from Eric Reed, and then 1 from Luke Kuechly, Dante Jackson, James Bradbury, and then William Jackson. So more interceptions this year, but not great pass rush numbers. And then we did not get any touchdowns. We were 6th in the NFL on offense. I feel like defense could potentially be top 10. It was 5th. Okay, well, 6th on the defense, 5th on the offense. I mean, other way around. And, you know, we only finished 9-7. Do we have anybody in MVP? I'm kind of surprised that Cam Newton didn't make it. He had a really good season. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. It's Cam Newton in this. There he is at number 8. Kind of really surprising that he didn't make it any other year. I mean, we've only been doing this for a year, but still, I feel like he had a decent year last year too. Anybody from the Panthers in Defensive Player of the Year? I do not see it. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Nate Leroy comes in 3rd. Malcolm comes in 7th, and then that's it from our team. Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't think I started any defensive rookies, so it makes sense that no one from our team is there. So another, you know, bad season award-wise, but the record's getting better. 4 experience points from DJ Moore, 4 from Devin Funchess, 4 from Leroy. So 4 from everybody who was a wide receiver there. I mean, who's starting, I guess. 2 from Blair, 1 from a couple other guys. 2 from Rucker. Rucker should have gotten a lot more. He had a great season. Almost had like 1,000 yards as a tight end. On the defense, I see 2 from a couple guys. 3 from John Johnson. 2 from Dante Jackson. No one with that much. I can now look at the Pro Bowl roster. I'm sorry I forgot to do this in the first season, but now we're going to look at the NFC side. Drew Brees, Jared Goff, and Carson Wentz are the quarterbacks. Todd Gurley, Ezekiel Elliott, and Alvin Kamara are the running backs. Kyle Juszczyk and Hewitt are the fullbacks. Julio Jones, Devontae Adams, Doug Baldwin, Sterling Shepard, Leroy makes it from our team. That's nice. And Michael Thomas are the wide receivers. A very, very strong group there. Tyler Higbee, Rucker, our tight end, and Tyler Croft are the tight ends. That's a strange group of players there, but all right. Tyron Smith and David Bakhtiari, great left tackles, like 2 of the best in the NFL right there in the Pro Bowl. Ali Marpet, Will Hernandez are the left guards. Travis Frederick and Jason Kelsey are the centers. Zach Martin, Brandon Brooks are the right guards. Ryan Ramczyk and Lane Johnson are the right tackles. So like the Eagles center and right guard and right tackle, I think, are all in the Pro Bowl. That makes sense though. Brandon Graham and DeMarcus Lawrence are the left ends. Ezekiel Ansah and Aaron Donald are the right ends. Gerald McCoy, DeForest Buckner, David Irving are the defensive tackles. Khalil Mack and Barkevious Mingo. Interesting. He's in the Pro Bowl. Eric Kendricks and Deion Jones are the middle linebackers. Olivier Vernon and Demario Davis are the right outside linebackers. Trevor Williams, Buda Baker, Shaquille Griffin, Robert Alford, and not Earl Thomas, but I mean he's in it, but not as a corner. Those are the 4 cornerbacks. I don't know why I thought they were going to be like 6. I don't know. Earl Thomas and was it Demonte Kazee or is it Devontae? It's something like that. He is the backup free safety. Adrian Amos and Dean, he's a rookie, make it at strong safety. Josh Lambo and Matt Bosher are the kicker and the punter. And then Carwin Williams and Butler are the kick returner and the punt returner. I am now in free agency. We have $20 million to bring in some players. I'm in need of a cornerback. That's really all I can think of right now. Miles Jack would help. Could probably go after him. Sterling Shepard would be interesting, but I don't think I want to do that. I like the wide receiver core we have assembled. Matthew Ioannidis I don't need. If I went after him, I'd move him to defensive tackle, but, you know, the Dolphins are giving him a lot of money. I think Miles Jack might be the only player I actually pursue. I go after him a lot, but, I mean, he's really good, and he's always here for some reason. So I will be doing that. 105 points. I want to go higher, though. Let's try to go to, like, 110. I still need a corner. I might just try to draft one, or maybe trade for one or something. Who is here at cornerback? Might just try to sign somebody just to get, like, a safety option. Okay, so there are some pretty decent guys here. Logan Ryan is probably the best. I'd want someone who still has room to go up, though. So Anthony Brown, let's go after him. He only has normal development. I can bring this down, though. No one else is giving him a contract. 68 total points. I think that's enough to bring him in, hopefully. So let's see who we get. So far, we got Miles Jack. I did not hear back yet from Anthony Brown, but I hope he can come over to the team. I think Miles Jack will be playing... I'm not exactly sure where yet. We ended up getting Anthony Brown, which is nice to see. He adds to our cornerback core, and he's definitely better than James Bradbury, so I'm happy to have him. There's really no one in this draft, you know, who I really, really want, but I am going to be selecting Andre Goodwin here. Looks like a pretty decent defensive tackle. 35 reps isn't bad, pretty strong, good broad jump, you know, decent size as well. Let's go after him. He's going to be a 75 overall, normal development. Ranked 57th, we took him at 52. So that was not a bad draft pick at all. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be selecting one more player, and then I will sim to the end of the draft. This draft was rather underwhelming as well, but I think there was an offensive lineman who looked decent. Don't remember what position it was, though. It was this guy, Wes Lang. Pretty good looking combine. That's pretty much all I'm going off here. He's probably horrible, though. Well, let's just go with him. 75 overall, normal development. Ranked 45th. We took him at 116. That's a good draft pick. Decent looking player. He's just going to remain a backup, though. And then I'm just going to sim to the end of the draft. There was an 83 overall wide receiver in this draft with superstar development. Oh my, 98 speed and acceleration with 97 agility. Alright, well, that's probably the best player in this draft class. There was also an 83 overall left tackle. This guy's quick development. This guy was also very, very good. Good looking quarterback. A couple other 80 overall guys, but this wide receiver is insane. This is the team for the third season. We are 91 overall, 89 offense, 99 defense. I feel like that's how all my rebuilds go. I always max out the defense first. This offense is still pretty good, though. The wide receiver core is nice. It's coming along. Devin Funchess and DJ Moore are an 88 and 87 overall, and Leroy's an 83. Cam Newton's still here. Christian McCaffrey is a 92. This offensive line is just getting a little bit better every year. Rucker went up to an 82. Hopefully he can have another good season. And then on the defensive side, Miles Jack is a pretty big upgrade for our, linebacker core. William Jackson is still here, obviously an 88 overall. I don't know why I honed in on him. The D-line is still very, very good, probably the best D-line in the NFL at this point. Anthony Brown is a new acquisition. John Johnson's up to a 90. This team looks pretty good. I think this could be the year we finally, make it into the playoffs. So, we are 1-6. We're a 91 overall team who is somehow 1-6. Alright, the Falcons are undefeated. The Buccaneers are 3-5. The Saints are 2-5. And then there's us. So, other than the Falcons, this division is horrible. So, I guess we still have a chance of making the playoffs if we, win out, which is very unlikely. On the offense, we have, 1 experience point from a couple guys, 2 from DJ Moore, 1 from Leroy. I don't understand how this team is 1-6. I mean, 78% scheme fit on the offense isn't great, but, I've played a lot better with worse scheme fit percentages. And then the defense is a 92%. Only 2 players with experience points. Actually, Dante Jackson has 1. The team is not performing right now. I'm not really too sure why. Maybe next season I'll just try to cheese the system and just go with a spread offense, and even if it doesn't fit some of the schemes of the players. I was trying to match the offense and the defense up with the players who I want to fit the scheme the most. Oh man, this contract's going to be massive for Cam Newton. I feel like I have to try to bring him back though. Okay, he's coming back to the team. John Johnson is the last player who I really want to bring back, so we can definitely do this. Bring back the 3 players I really need, and everyone else here I don't really want, but I mean, I could try to just switch it to spread for the rest of this season. I might do that. Okay, so I'm going to switch it to spread for the rest of this season, and then I will just see, if we played a lot better in the second half of the year, then I'll just keep it for spread for the final season. Even though we're a 65% scheme fit. Yeah, okay, so vertical power run is definitely the best option, but I am going to switch to spread for this last season, not the last season, for the second half of this season here. And let's see if we can do better, I guess. So, of course, we did not end up making the playoffs. I do see we won, though. We beat the Raiders. We went 7-9. So we did a lot better the second half of the season with a spread offense. I guess I'm keeping it spread for next season, even though it doesn't make too much sense. It's kind of annoying how well the team plays with spread. It's just really easy kind of to have a good season if you have spread. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but still your team definitely plays a lot better. 2-2 in the preseason, lost the opening 3, beat the Chiefs, lost a whole bunch, but then we went on a 4-game winning streak, lost to the Buccaneers, and then won 2. So I think, where was midseason mark, here-ish? Yeah, it was week 8 was our bye week. This is when we were 1-6. And then this is with spread, so we only lost 3 games from then on out. Yeah, so that's definitely the option. I'm definitely going to keep it at spread. Let's check out the stats. Ezekiel Elliott wins MVP. Cam Newton does not have that great of a season. Actually, I can't even say that. 3,846 yards isn't great. 28 touchdowns isn't too bad, but 6 interceptions is really, really good. He's not making many mistakes. Christian McCaffrey over 1,000 yards. Only 3 rushing touchdowns, though. Malcolm has 5. Receivers, nobody gets over 1,000. Rucker, though, another strong season. 811 yards, 6 touchdowns. Devin Funchess gets 7 touchdowns. Nate Leroy gets 4. Blocking, was this good? It wasn't horrible. I've seen a lot worse. Jawan James not playing too well right now, but it's okay. Luke Kuechly, 108 tackles, 99 from Miles Jack, and William Jackson, tackles for loss. We have 11 from Von Miller. I almost said Mon Viller. Yeah, that's his name. 9.5 sacks from Kawan Short, 8.5 from Von Miller, 7.5 from Fletcher Cox. Not too much pressure, but I mean those top 3 guys played pretty well. Interceptions, 3 from Luke Kuechly, William Jackson, and Dante Jackson. I hope Dante Jackson made a Pro Bowl. I kind of doubt it, though. And then 1 from Miles Jack, Shaq Thompson, John Johnson, Anthony Brown, Alan Joseph, Nick Watkowski, and Eric Reed. A lot of players got 1 interception. Do we have any safeties? We do not. Do we have any touchdowns? We do not. So, we were 27th on offense. That's probably the main reason why we played kind of badly. And we were 30th on defense. Okay, well, never mind. That was probably more of a factor. Anybody from the Panthers in this, I highly doubt it. NFC Offensive Player of the Year, again, highly doubt it. Defensive Player of the Year, maybe. Nobody from the Panthers, unless I just missed someone. No, okay, I don't see anyone here. Fred Warner comes in 3rd. That's pretty cool. Offensive Rookie of the Year, nobody from the Panthers. Defensive Rookie of the Year, nobody from the Panthers. I don't think I started any rookies, though. I definitely think this team is really good. I feel like next season we'll probably make the playoffs if we keep it spread, and that's what's going to happen. Even though the scheme fit makes no sense, I'm still going to roll with it. 3 experience points from DJ Moore, 2 from Leroy, 2 from Rucker as well. And then on the defense, no one really has much at all. 2 from John Johnson. I think that's probably the most. Or Dante Jackson maybe, and he only has 2. Looking at the Pro Bowl roster here for season 3. Matt Ryan, Jared Goff, and Aaron Rodgers are the quarterbacks. Teddy Bridgewater made it for the AFC. That's nice. Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley, Devontae Freeman are the running backs. Kyle Juszczyk and Small are the fullbacks. Julio Jones, Randall Cobb, Devontae Adams, Jamison Crowder, Alshon Jeffrey, and Mike Evans are the wide receivers. Jordan Reed, Trey Burton, and Charles Clay are the tight ends. David Bakhtiari and Tyron Smith are the left tackles once again. Josh Sitton and Will Hernandez are the left guards. Travis Frederick and Jason Kelsey are the centers. Zach Martin, Brendan Sheriff are the right guards. Ryan Ramczyk and Lane Johnson are the right tackles. DeMarcus Lawrence and Brandon Graham are the left ends. Von Miller made it from our team. Micah Daniels is the other right end. Gerald McCoy, DeForest Buckner, and Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett's up to a 95 overall. They are the defensive tackles. That's a really strong group of guys there. Khalil Mack and Ryan Kerrigan are the left outside linebackers. Fred Warner and Eric Kendricks are the middle linebackers. KJ Wright and Leonard Floyd are the right outside linebackers. Janoris Jenkins, William Jackson, he makes it from our team. Jair Alexander and Buda Baker are the cornerbacks. Justin Evans and HaHa Clinton Dix are the free safeties. Keanu Neal and Landon Collins are the strong safeties. Graham Gano and is this Chad Jones? I'm not even too sure on that one. Ty Montgomery, though, and Tariq Cohen are like the kick and the punt returners. I'm sure I'm like negative in cap right now. Yep, I'm negative $3 million in cap, so I can't bring anyone in. But I don't really want to change the team all too much. I think it's okay. There is no one I would go after anyway. I feel like the only player I would consider would be like Chidobe Awuzie. But I like the team. I think the team is in a really good spot. I just think we just need the team to play well. I have the 6th overall pick here. I don't know anything about this draft class. I let the computer scout everyone. Let me think. This guy looks really good. Quentin Levy. A spectacular catch. B+ catch in traffic. B- short route running. He could be a potential, selection here. A corner could also be a selection. A cornerback would be nice. Are there any of those guys with like an 8.0 combine? No, the corners, aside from that one dude from the first season, have all been like terrible this whole time. Not that great, looking cornerbacks in the late rounds either. I think I might just go with this guy, DeAndre Shepard. Even though he's really slow, he has good top 3 skills. He has a decent combine other than his 40. I'm just going to select him. He's a 78 overall, quick development. I think I might still start him over Dante Jackson. I'm not entirely sure about that one, but he's not terrible. This safety actually looks kind of good. I will be selecting him, and then I think this will be the last player I go after. He is a 77 overall. Supposed to go in the first round. Took him pretty early in the second round. Very slow, but pretty nice stats other than that. This draft was decently underwhelming. The highest overall was an 82. Pretty good looking tight end, though, with star development as well. 89 speed. 83 catching. That guy is very, very good. A decent group of 81 overall guys. Is this the wide receiver I contemplated selecting? I don't think it is. Yeah, because the dude I wanted had like a spectacular catch. See if I can find him. It's this guy, Quentin Levy. He's a 79 overall. Does have star development, though. Very, very slow, but pretty good stats other than that. And I don't think I'm going to change too much about the team. So, like, the offensive scheme is still going to be spread. I said that I was going to do that. Doesn't make sense. It's a 62% scheme fit, but I guarantee this team still performs better than the team did last year. The team looks good, though. We're a 91 overall, no longer a 99 overall defense because of regression, but the offense is just getting better. It's a 93 now. This wide receiver core is very nice. Cam Newton still an 89. Really surprised to see him retain his like high 80 overall. Christian McCaffrey's a 93. This offensive line is probably going down a bit from regression, but it's still good overall. You really don't need that great of an offensive line in rebuilds. After doing a ton of rebuilds, I've kind of figured that out. As long as you have guys that are like over like an 80, you can probably play pretty well. Or there's like some, left tackles who are like an 85, 86 overall that just perform terribly. I mean, that just happens. Rutgers up to an 84. And then on the defense, a couple guys went down in overall. Fletcher Cox, Kawan Short got hit with the regression bug, but I still think I'm just going to keep like everybody here. I like this team. I have confidence that this team can play well. I've won a lot more games with much worse teams. So let's see what happens here. I definitely think we can go in the playoffs, though. We'll probably miss it, and this rebuild will just be an utter failure. We made the playoffs. We actually got a first-round bye, so that's nice to see. We went 12-4. Finally, this team played well. 11-5 for the Falcons, 8-8 from the Saints, 3-13 from the Buccaneers. I'll show you the schedule, though. Show you guys I did not cheat. 3-1 in the preseason. Lost the opening game, and then won 4 in a row. Some nice scores there. 44-7 against the Patriots. Lost to the Redskins and the Vikings, and then won a lot in a row again, and then lost to the Saints. So we lost to the Saints, the Vikings, the Redskins, and the Falcons. I mean, I'm not sure how the Redskins are doing, but those other 3 teams normally play pretty well. I mean, the Saints were 8-8, so I guess they didn't do too well. The Falcons are 11-5, though. Pretty strong team. 3,781 yards from Cam Newton. 37 touchdowns, though. Okay. And 9 interceptions. That's a really, really good season again. Christian McCaffrey, 1,249 yards, 10 touchdowns. His best season by far. Malcolm had 8 touchdowns. Wide receivers, 7 touchdowns from the top 3 guys. No one over 1,000 yards, but a lot of touchdowns. 9 touchdowns from Leroy. A decent, amount of production from all these guys. 3 touchdowns from Christian McCaffrey. Sacks allowed. It went down from last year. Juwan James playing a bit better. And then 116 tackles from Luke Kuechly. Tackles for loss, we have 16 from Von Miller, 12 from Fletcher Cox, and 11 from Luke Kuechly. I don't know why he just, Von Miller just decided to go off this season, but he had 19 sacks. Pretty insane. 8 from Trey Flowers isn't bad either, but it's way overshadowed by Von Miller's near 20. 4 picks from John Johnson and Anthony Brown, 3 from William Jackson, 2 from Luke Kuechly, 1 from Trey Flowers. Okay, Trey Flowers got a pick. Eric Reed, Dante Jackson, Shaq Thompson, and Alan Joseph all also got 1. I feel like we have a lot of turnovers. Did we get a touchdown? We do have a safety, and we have at least 1 touchdown. We have 1 from Anthony Brown, and then the safety came from Luke Kuechly. Okay. 14th in the NFL in offense. Our defense has to be like top 3, though, if we played this well. We were first. Okay, nice. I was going to say that our defense had to be number 1, but I didn't want to be too confident. Cam Newton finally gets the recognition he deserves here, really. Coming in 4th. I feel like every season he should have been in the MVP running. Maybe not last year, but even then he didn't play badly last year. Nobody else from the Panthers. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Carson Wentz. Cam Newton comes in 4th for that as well. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Von Miller. I mean, it makes sense. He had a great season. Miles Jack comes in 9th. I didn't even notice what he did, to be honest. Offensive Rookie of the Year, it goes to Quentin Levy. He's an 87 overall after that. Jeez. Defensive Rookie of the Year, anybody from the Panthers? I mean, I didn't start anyone, obviously. Best quarterback goes to Dak Prescott. Yeah, okay. Cam Newton comes in 2nd, though. Best running back goes to Ezekiel Elliott. Christian McCaffrey comes in 5th. Best wide receiver goes to Devontae Adams. Anybody from the Panthers? I don't see anyone. Best offensive lineman, 3 of the top, I guess all 3 of the top guys are from the Cowboys. I was going to say 3 of the top 3. That would have been super redundant. But then we have Try Turner, Darrell Williams, and Stephon Blair in there at 7, 8, and 9. I always fluctuate with, how I pronounce Trey Turner's first name. I either say Trey or Try. I don't know. I say it both ways. I'm pretty sure it's Try, but it doesn't really matter. Von Miller is the best D lineman, but then it's followed by 3 guys from the Cowboys. Perry Savage. This dude's a 97 overall. Okay. I don't even know when that guy was drafted. Trey Flowers comes in 10th, though. Best linebacker goes to Eric Kendricks. Is Miles Jack in this? Kind of surprising. If he made it in Defensive Player of the Year, you'd think he'd be in best linebacker. Best defensive back goes to Shaquille Griffin. He seems to play really well in sim, but Anthony Brown comes in 2nd. That's nice. John Johnson comes in 4th. William Jackson comes in 8th. We have 3 players, out of the top 10 there. Pretty good. This was a great season for awards. How many experience points did we get for everybody? None from Devin Funchess. I didn't really think he played like that well, but I still feel like he should have gotten a couple. 2 from DJ Moore, 4 from the center, 3 from Rucker. And then on the defense, we have 1 from a ton of different players. Alright, I didn't start Shepard, but he's an 83. Not an 83, what am I talking about? He has 3 experience points is what I meant. So, let me just spend these quick, and then we'll see who we have to take on. This team is now a 94 overall, nearly a 99 on both sides of the ball, but we have a 97 overall offense. Looking nice. DJ Moore, 93 overall. Devin Funchess up to a 90. Leroy's up to an 88. Blair's up to a 90 with some confidence. This team's looking really nice right now. And then on the defensive side, a bunch of players in the high 90s and the high 80s at least. I like this team. I think we can make it far in the playoffs. Let's see who we have to take on, though, in the first, divisional round. We have to take on the Falcons, who beat us in the season. I think we beat them the other time we played, though. Let's see if we can take down the Falcons. I didn't check the overalls. I do that all the time. And we won. Okay, interesting. I will check out the overalls here, though, between us and the Seahawks. We are a 94. We already knew that. They are an 83, though. We have an 11-point advantage on them. So that almost guarantees that we will lose. Let's advance here. We won 24-13 against the Falcons, by the way, if you didn't notice that. And we actually won, so we're going to the Super Bowl, but let me check out the Pro Bowl roster here. Hopefully we have a lot of guys from our team in it. Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson, and Cam Newton are the quarterbacks. One of our guys made it already. Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley, and Kenyon Drake are the running backs. Don't normally see Kenyon Drake up there, but that's cool. Kyle Juszczyk and, is it CJ Ham? Is that his first name? I think it might be. Devontae Adams, Michael Thomas, Randall Cobb, Julio Jones, nope. Doug Baldwin. I was going to say Devontae Baldwin. That's not right. And Jamison Crowder are the wide receivers. Rucker is the first tight end. That's pretty cool. Tyler Higbee and Zach Ertz are also in that, in the Pro Bowl. Tyron Smith and David Bakhtiari, this has been the same this whole time. Will Hernandez and Cody Whitehair, he makes it from our team. Travis Frederick and Blair make it. I mean, that's pretty cool that Blair's in there as well. Zach Martin, Brendan Sheriff, Ryan Ramczyk, and Darrell Williams. So a lot of our offensive linemen are in there, at least as backups. That's cool. DeMarcus Lawrence and Eric Armstead are the left ends. Von Miller makes it, of course, and Richards is the other right end. Savage, this guy looks insane. He is the #1 defensive tackle. David Irving. So hold on, wait. David Irving and Savage are both on the Cowboys, I think. Both defensive tackles, and they both made the Pro Bowl. That is nuts. And Grady Jarrett is the other one. Ryan Kerrigan and Khalil Mack are the left outside linebackers. Roquan Smith, who's a 99 overall, is the first middle linebacker. Jordan Hicks is the second. Dayon Buchanan and Devondre Campbell are the right outside linebackers. Shaquille Griffin, Anthony Brown, Darius Slay, Bryce Callahan are the cornerbacks. I keep wanting to think they're more than 4 for some reason. Devin McCourty and Rodney McLeod are the free safeties. Miles Killebrew and Will Parks. What a strange group of safeties here. The highest overall one here is an 80. Interesting. Will Lutz and Tressway are the kicker and the punter, and then Joseph and Donnelly are the kick returner and the punt returner. I think Joseph might be on our team. We have to take on the 9-6-1 Steelers here. Can we finish this rebuild on a good note and win the Super Bowl? We are 94, they are an 88. We have the overall advantage. Let's see if we can win. This game is decently close right now. It's 23-13, and the Steelers are in good position to score and make it 23-20. Can we score a touchdown here? We can't, but we still win the Super Bowl anyway. 26-20, we ended up winning that game. We had control of that game pretty much the entire time. I don't think the Steelers had the lead once. I think it was tied, though, for a little while. That was the closest they, got to having a lead. But at least this rebuild ends on a really positive note. We did win the Super Bowl. I feel like I haven't won the Super Bowl in a while, but I deserve it after the past couple, seasons with this rebuild here, getting kind of messed up by EA Sim, but it just kind of shows that spread is the greatest offensive scheme to ever exist. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.